Okorebia, good afternoon to you. In the simplest terms then, explain the new policy to us, and should we be concerned?
Hi, Jeremy. Look, I think that one of the things that has led to this outcry is the fact that people have not really fully understood the details of what it is that we've all gotten ourselves into with WhatsApp over the past years when we've been using it, how they've been sharing it with Facebook already versus what's going to be happening now. And I think that the communication that has gone out hasn't been necessarily the best prior to the outcry either, which is what has led to the confusion. But the bottom line is that if you've been a WhatsApp user, the reality is that they've already been sharing a certain amount of your personal information with Facebook because of the transaction that happened back in 2014 where Facebook purchased WhatsApp and it became a Facebook company. So there's a certain amount of sharing that has already been happening. And so to that extent, the outcry that's happening right now is perhaps overblown in the sense that people think there's something new that's happening, but there isn't really a huge amount of new stuff that's happening. However, what is different and what the privacy policy seeks to highlight is that they are going to be sharing your information in different ways relating to business transactions. And so this policy update, as far as I understand it, was really necessary because of the fact that WhatsApp is really trying to expand its business offering. It's now interacting with businesses in different ways. It's giving businesses the opportunity to interact more and more with individuals like us via WhatsApp. So they're going to have integrations between WhatsApp and Facebook platforms like your marketplace and shops, which is a new thing that Facebook is rolling out, where there will be an integration between your ability to purchase things via Facebook and then to communicate with these same businesses via WhatsApp. And so my understanding really is that this privacy policy, to the extent that it's new in any way, is really highlighting the fact that there's more information that's going to be shared around your interaction with businesses. As to the information that's already being shared between WhatsApp and Facebook, that's been going on for a while, and so it's not necessarily new as such.
So we get frantic calls now from people, Okorebia, who say, well, you have to migrate to Signal or to Telegram. In fact, I've even done it myself. I'm not sure why. Are these platforms safer, if that's the right word to use, in terms of the information that they possibly share?
Look, I don't think that we should use language like safer, because that implies questions like security and who secures your information better from external third parties who are not allowed to have access to your information. The real question here is, are you comfortable as a WhatsApp user with the fact that your information will be shared with Facebook? That's the real question. If you go to Telegram or Signal and you use their messaging platforms instead of WhatsApp, then of course they don't have Facebook as their parent company. They're separate different entities. And so they won't be sharing the information that goes through your accounts with them with Facebook. So that's the real question. It's not about safety. It's about privacy. It's about what you want to share and who you want to share it with. That said, though, I mean, WhatsApp has released a sort of an attempt to kind of take back control of the narrative around privacy with a frequently asked questions sort of response that they've put online very recently, trying to deal with these issues. And there they are assuring us as the users that they, for example, will not be sharing, most importantly, the content of your messages with Facebook, because in any event, it's very important for people to remember that WhatsApp is encrypted. It's end-to-end encrypted. And what that means in layman's terms is that no one, not even WhatsApp, can actually read your messages. Only you and the person to whom you've sent the messages can read the message, or at least that's the theory of how the technology works. So they're not sharing your messages with Facebook, and they never have. They also saying on their recent release that they won't be sharing the details of your contact lists with Facebook, and that they're not going to be doing that either. They also indicating that they do not keep a log of who you communicate with, and so they impliedly would not be able to share the log of who you communicate with either. I think part of what is quite problematic about the communication around this is that if you look at it on their own website, what they say they share, one of the really sort of questionable sentences in there is that it says, they will share information with Facebook companies, including how you interact with others, including businesses. Now, the question is, why do they use the term that we will share how you interact with others, including businesses, if indeed they will not be sharing, they do not keep and will not be sharing any logs of your communications with other individuals? I think the communication there is problematic and very unclear at this point. And I think it would be best for them to really clarify that language that they've used on their website, where they explain what they share with Facebook versus what they're now saying in the frequently asked questions blog.
And I'm going to leave it there. Okarabia Mpofu-Anti, data protection and media law expert. Thank you very much indeed for the explanation.